Interior, Ben's car, moving, evening. A tree-shaped air freshener dangles from the rear-view mirror. Clipped to it is a sports betting slip. A phone is nestled into a phone holder with the Uber app open on the screen. No one is currently requesting a ride. The arrow follows the car as it winds through the streets. A center console ashtray overflows with cigarette butts and crumpled scratch cards. Ben, late 30s, glasses, crumpled shirt, looks at the road. Greasy hair spills from beneath his faded Arsenal cap. One hand moves the wheel to tune the radio. The different stations mash together with each click of the button.
Downtown remains sealed to the public in an ongoing police...
Traffic backing up across the south side due to...
A wall of sirens sounds in the distance. Something big is going down somewhere.
Rubber to pass, pushing deep down the field.
Ben settles, returning his hand to the wheel. He gazes at the betting slip, whispering a prayer for good luck, smiling.
Wait. Niles intercepts.
The smile turns to a frown. Ahead, a tangle of vehicles clogs a junction. Ben cuts away, swinging his car into an alleyway.
Webber, still on his feet, charges after him. Look at him go.
Ben is distracted by the radio, his dismay building. Through the windshield, a figure steps out from a side alley, straight into the path of Ben's car. Ben looks up at the last second, hits the brakes and stops inches away from Monroe, late 40s, humorless eyes, thick frame padding out his jacket, face flush with effort.
Adams intercepts. Webber gets past. He runs down the field with the...
Ben dials down the radio, eyeballing Monroe, silently walking the tightrope between outrage and duty. Both men staring at each other, both unsure how to speak to the other. It's Ben who makes the first move.
Uber.
Monroe says nothing as he approaches the back door of Ben's car, tosses a holdall onto the seat and half falls in after it.
Take me to the coast.
Ben breathes a relieved sigh. He presses some buttons on his phone before the screen shows a map with a highlighted route. He starts pulling away, eyes flicking between mirror and alley with brooding contempt.
Everything south of here will be stacked up. I'll need to make some turns along the way. Ain't cheap, but it'll get you there quick.
Quick's good.
In this town, it's a freaking miracle.
Ben swings his car back into the daylight of the main road and accelerates at a steady speed. The pair ride in silence. Ben steals glances at Monroe, trying to fathom his passenger. Monroe squirms in discomfort, pale, sweating hard. He catches Ben's eye in the mirror.
Want me to drop a window?
Sure.
Ben moves his hand to press the window button. Air rushes in through the lowering windows. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Monroe, startled, looks behind them.
Oh, it's cool. Just the alarm.
Ben fiddles with a few buttons, killing the alarm.
It's been like this for a couple of weeks. Damping the electrics or something. On my to-do list, I swear.
Monroe glowers. He leans into his seat, savouring the cool air, unzips his jacket as he takes out a wallet.
You want some water?
Ben waggles the bottle of spring water behind him, not taking his eyes off the road. The words, "Instant win, cash prizes," is printed in bold on the label.
Just watch the road.
Cool, more for me. Maybe a prize too.
Ben turns into another junction. His phone beeps as the highlighted route changes to match the turn. Ben strains to hear the game commentary on the radio.
Cool if I turn it up?
No answer. Ben turns up the volume.
Webber, bringing it home in the last minute. Penalty. A major comeback for Southampton here.
Son of a...
He slams his fist onto the dash, loses a stream of abuse, drowned out as the alarm whoops into life from the jolt. Ben composes himself quickly, cutting the alarm.
You dumb piece of... I had money riding on Arsenal. All season. Big money. God, I don't have, damn it. A sure thing, eh? Can you believe that?
Ben checks the rear view mirror. Monroe isn't there. Ben turns his head back slightly while focusing on the road.
You can't ride back like that. Come on, man.
No answer. Ben bangs on the front passenger seat.
Like I don't have enough to deal with.
One handing the wheel, Ben reaches to the back seats.
Wake up.
Ben withdraws his arm, angry. He spots something on his fingers, cranes his neck for a better look. No doubt, it's blood. Ben cranes his head back. Monroe is slumped on his side, the holdall wedged beneath him. Blood pools past his jacket out across the seat. Ben slams on the brakes. Exterior street, evening. The car idles on the curb. The post-game commentary continues in the background. Ben moves the holdall onto the car floor, laying Monroe across the seats, slapping his cheeks in a bid to rouse him. Nothing. He peels open Monroe's coat to reveal a bloodstained shirt. As Ben inspects it, his eyes travel down to spot something. The handle of a revolver curls around over an inside pocket. Ben recoils in panic, pressing his hand to his mouth to stop a rising scream. He paces around in a small circle, worry evident on his face. He looks at the empty street before turning back to Monroe. His gaze carries down to the holdall. He teases open the zip ever so slightly, just enough to see the familiar face of Queen Elizabeth II. Ben quickly unzips the rest of the bag before closing it just as quickly. It's stuffed with bundles of banknotes. Ben takes a careful look around. An industrial area, derelict buildings, stray dogs and pigeons are the only witnesses. Ben wraps his sleeve around his hand before plucking the gun out from Monroe's waist. A balaclava tumbles out with it. He checks the revolver cylinder. 6 spent casings. Ben pats down Monroe's pockets, finding nothing. He stares at the holdall, the gears turning as the crowd roars in victory over the radio. Interior Ben's car, moving, evening. The engine hums. A parade of billboards blast past the windows. Ben guides the car along the freeway and out over a bridge. He watches the wing mirror. Nothing close behind. He wraps the gun in the balaclava and hurls it out of the window. Monroe is propped up in the back, seatbelt on, jacket up, Ben's cap angled low over his pallid face. Ben checks his handiwork in the mirror.
How about this weather?
He silently chuckles to himself as he continues driving. Interior, Ben's car moving night. Night has fallen. Headlights shine over a dirt track flanked by a forest. Ben threads his car over the rough ground. Monroe rocks in his seat, jostled by every bump. Ben blinks, tired, trying to stay awake. He feels to the side for the bottle of water, finds it and begins twisting it.
Son of a... Ow.
Ben gags in shock and drops the bottle in his lap.
This ain't the coast.
Exterior, forest, dirt road, night. Ben braces himself in the doorway, twisting the cap off the bottle before chugging down some water. Monroe is propped up against an offside door, too weak to move. He regards his blood-drenched shirt through heavy eyelids.
Well, what do you know? Something like this turned out to be. Gonna bury me?
Ben looks at the fits.
Huh?
Not like I dig for a living.
Well, you better start practicing. You gotta dig deep. Anything less will get you caught. Of course, deep will still get you caught, but it makes damn sure they sweat for it.
Yeah? How about that?
Monroe sighs and shakes his head. He looks up, dazed, regarding Ben's cap.
You want your cap back at least?
Ben throws the empty water bottle onto the back seat before plucking his cap off Monroe's head.
You know, we ain't so different.
How'd you figure?
Been making the wrong play our whole lives. Backing the wrong team.
Not the way I see it, old man.
Ben snugs the cap into place, a little hurt.
Whatever. Look at me. Not like I can blame you. I'd do the same.
Ben looks away from Monroe, contemplating his choice.
Give me some air, will you?
Ben sighs before reaching across Monroe, dropping the window.
You checked my bag, right? Everything there?
Distracted, Ben turns. Monroe brings his other hand up from his jacket and slaps a handcuff to Ben's wrist.
Here's your winnings.
Monroe tosses the key out of the window into the brush. Ben tugs at the cuff to find the other end, locked to the door handle. He yanks at it in panic. Monroe watches. His bemused wheezing turns into a death rattle. Ben plants his feet against the door and pulls at the cuffs with all his strength. His trainers kick at the handle. It holds. Monroe continues wheezing with laughter at Ben's struggle. Ben stops kicking before turning his face to face Monroe's dying body. He grits his teeth and raises his free hand, then slams it down onto Monroe's face. Flecks of blood spit from Monroe's mouth into the car seat. Monroe still breathing under Ben's fist, still blinded with anger. Ben strikes again. Slam. And again. Slam. Again. Slam. Ben repeatedly hits Monroe, each blow echoing in the empty car. After one final blow, Ben gives off a few sharp breaths as he starts calming down. He lifts his head up to meet Monroe's face. Monroe stares lifelessly into nowhere. Ben rests against the rear footwell, smeared in Monroe's blood from his efforts. He frowns, rummaging around Monroe's jacket, looking for a spare key, something, anything to free him. He pulls out a wallet. Photo of a woman, 40s, gorgeous, peeks from the fold. Ben flips the wallet open, revealing cash, credit cards, and a police badge and ID showing a picture of Monroe. Ben bends his eyes to the dead man. There's no mistaking it.
Oh, shit.
Ben throws the wallet over his shoulder and wipes his face, trailing Monroe's blood over his cheek. He eyes the hold-all on the seat, reaching inside the bag, fumbling through the cash bundles, one after another, until his fingers settle on something small and foreign. Ben pulls it out to reveal a small box with a beeping red light. A tracker. The thrum of an engine heard close by. Ben looks up to see headlights shining past the trees. A sedan follows, swinging around to hold the car in its lights. Ben squints, throwing his arm up to shield his eyes.
You got greedy, Monroe. Couple of hundred here and there I can accept. Okay for business. But hijacking my drop, killing my boys, that badge won't save you, my friend.
Footsteps approach. Antonio, late 50s, heavy-set, gelled back hair, appears, silhouetted against the lights through the open door, face hidden, gun visible in a gloved hand.
Whoa, whoa. I don't know what's happening here. I got no idea who he is, seriously. I don't know how this happened.
Antonio grabs the hold-all, scrapes up the bundles Ben removed, including the tracker.
Come on, you got to listen. I never saw anything. I was never here.
Antonio walks back to his car. A few muffled noises are heard. After a moment, Antonio returns. He carefully slips a pistol from a plastic bag and rests it on the car's dash and walks away.
Good luck, my friend.
Ben watches Antonio climb back into the sedan. The engine starts and they drive away. A breeze blows through the woods, rustling the leaves. Ben palms the partition, looking forlornly from the pistol on the dash to the betting slip clipped to the air freshener hanging from his rear view mirror. He loses it, lashing out on the perspex, rocking the car in anger until he slumps against Monroe, exhausted. A bottle cap tumbles into his lap. The word "winner" is printed under the cap.
Mother.
Exterior, forest, night. The car sits on the side of the road. All lights are flashing. The whoop, whoop, whoop of the alarm drowns out Ben's cries. Fade out.